Game here. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon WTF Moments, the series where I stand here in front of you in the most garish shirt G Fuel could possibly send me, although it's quite comfy though.
What? That's not a garish shirt. This is. Are you saying that purple and pink is gay color? That's unnecessary question.
And I talk about the Pokemon anime and all the things wrong with it, and all the goofs and gaffs and all that jazzy stuff, as though I could write anything better, like some kind of pretentious dickhead. If you're a fan of WTF Moments already and you're ready for more, make sure you hit that like button, show me you're enjoying this series. Let's go for 1,000 likes if we can, because we've done it on a few of them. Let's do it on this one as well. And of course, subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode, and share the video with a friend if you don't mind. But with all that out of the way, let's jump into the WTF Moments for Pokemon Season 1, Episode 22, Abra and the Psychic Showdown. The episode starts with this unknown person, at least unknown to the viewer, having a vision of Ash, Misty and Brock walking through the forest, and then they say,
"So, it's time for us to play."
Well, it's not time, because they haven't arrived yet.
Foresight. Next question.
Pikachu, are you alright there, mate?
Derpity derp derp.
Whilst Ash and Co are lost in the woods, this creepy Annabelle doll-looking girl appears and doesn't say anything, but just continually giggles. Now, I've seen enough horror movies to know that a girl like that, bad news. Don't go near her, ignore her, walk away, pretend she never existed. Do not engage with this scary little creepy girl.
Yeah, but that's happened in the 90s, where the movie cliches, appeared on the show or films. Like one you just mentioned.
Ash elects not to ignore the girl and runs after her, and ends up running right off a cliff. What did I tell you? Bad news?
Refer to the previous scene, and maybe Ash is curious what the girl is laughing at, because the classic cliche trope.
Ash throws Bulbasaur's Pokeball up to the top of the cliff so that Bulbasaur can use its vines to grab Ash and save him before he falls to his death. Imagine if Bulbasaur, when it came out of its Pokeball, didn't look down and was just left wondering, like, where's Ash? Until he heard the splat of Ash hitting the floor. Be a very different episode, I suppose.
It's all thanks to Coach Dragonite. I'm so grateful. I'll just bet you Dragonite's probably blushing in its Pokeball right now. Huh? Cutie pie.
Brock looks over the cliff edge and asks,
Ash, are you okay?
Brock, mate, the lad literally just ran off a cliff. Like, I know he didn't fall all the way down, but that's got to have some severe, significant mental impact nonetheless.
I think Brock is concerned Ash is alright. So...
The gang arrive in Saffron City and they're greeted by two women who tell them they're the millionth and first, millionth and second, and millionth and third visitor to Saffron City. Isn't that nice? They're treating Pikachu like a person. Although if Pokemon are included in this, does that mean if a random wild Pokemon would have walked into Saffron City before them, that wild Pokemon would have won the prize?
No.
Okay, that's not helping.
Wait, that was James? Fair play. Warp tiles! Just like in the games! That's awesome!
Agreed.
According to Jessie, this warp tile is the only way in or out of this room, so why doesn't everybody just step off it and then back on again to leave the room? That's how they work, right?
You realize who made that tile, right? Meaning they disabled that tile for working? Just saying.
Direct quote from Ash upon realizing that the women that they saw before were actually Jessie and James in disguise.
Ew, they both kissed me!
Now, I'm sure a bunch of you want me to comment on the fact that Ash was so incredibly disgusted by the idea of another dude kissing him, but no. Believe it or not, it's perfectly acceptable to be grossed out by being kissed by a person that you have no attraction to. That doesn't automatically make Ash Ketchum a homophobe. He's just not attracted to dudes and isn't totally comfortable with dudes kissing him. Like, he's entitled to that.
No, Ash had the same reaction with Sharav in episode 18. Liam Heartless? What was it? Oh, come on!
Now, I'm not concerned about the sudden magical appearance of furniture here, because we've already established in a previous episode that Brock's backpack is magic. But what I am concerned about is, where did the warp tile go?
Nobody cares!
Team Rocket reveal they have Pikachu and it's tied up, but why isn't Pikachu electrocuting them? Because that normally beats them pretty easily.
Agreed.
Oh, the creepy girl's back. Things are about to get spoopy.
Yeah, but not all spirits are creepy. I mean, look it up in the episode trait.
Clever girl.
The little girl uses what appears to be psychic power to freeze Jessie and James in place, but not Meowth for some reason. Did she not see Meowth as a threat or something?
Yes. Moving on.
She picks up Pikachu and teleports away with it, which begs the question, if she has this kind of power, why didn't she just teleport into the room exactly where Pikachu is, grab Pikachu and then teleport back out before Team Rocket actually noticed her? She's just making things deliberately harder for herself.
Well, maybe because Serena is at the Child of a Mind persona moment. You know, the child moment where it's playful at some point. Just saying.
The girl teleports into the warp tile room and returns Pikachu to Ash. She then points at the group and then teleports them out of the warp tile room. Again, if that's how her power worked, then surely she didn't even need to go into the room that Team Rocket was in to be able to teleport Pikachu out of it. Is this girl the dumbest psychic ever?
Oh no.
Several days later.
She's getting me!
Heed a warning. Don't take off the power of psychic. Trust me.
The gang conveniently reappear right outside the Saffron City gym, and when Ash questions what that building is, an old man jogs up to them to let them know. It's at this point that you realise, oh no, they're using the old long-lost dad who watches over their kid's gym from afar trope that they used in the Pewter City gym episode. Oh, it wasn't even that long ago.
The one in Pewter City is iffy, but in Saurian City, it makes sense, since Serena's father is trying to prevent anyone from trapped in the dollhouse. You know, as a warning. Which we will see that in the later clip.
Direct quote from this old git.
Oh, come on!
If you're trying to enter the Pokemon League, young man, this is one gym I suggest you stay away from.
Yeah, I'm sure the guys who guard the gates of the Indigo League would be thrilled if Ash turned up at the end of his journey with just 7 gym badges.
You were saying? And yes, these badges we didn't see in the game, but in anime universe, it could be possible. Besides, this is not the first time that this has happened. Remember X and Y?
Before Ash can ask why, the guy just runs away. What the hell's the point in that? Why give them half the information? If you're trying to warn people not to do something, then isn't it better to give them all the relevant information? You know, that way they're less likely to think you're just some crazy old fart.
That crazy old coot is warning them, and the way he ran away from the gym, hinting us that he was captured by Serena for doing that, and he's not getting that again. So...
Upon entering the gym, Ash asks,
Anyone here?
and gets no answer. So says,
That's weird. Everyone's gone.
mate, don't jump to conclusions. All you can say for sure is that nobody's at the gym entrance. For all you know, the receptionist might have just nipped out for a quick poo.
First of all, ew, gross. And yes, Sheriff said that in episode 7, but that's a time where he tried to, well, using Birdman words against Liam. But apparently it's, cringe at that. Ugh. Second of all, I think he not realized that the rooms are soundproof.
They look through a window into a room and what do they see? Oh look, people. So everybody wasn't gone. Never assume, Ash. If you assume, it makes an ass out of you and me. Actually, in this case, it just makes an ass of you, because I was right.
Refer to the previous sentence.
Everyone in the room is trying to perform various psychic abilities like bending spoons or guessing what's on a playing card that they can't see. But this woman, upon bending a spoon with her mind, looks at it like she's so perplexed at what could possibly have happened. What was she expecting the spoon to do? File her bloody tax return?
No, this is actually a hint that she actually bent the spoon the third time. I mean, we do see 2 more spoons, so this is a hint that she's an apprentice psychic. Okay, that's so dumb when I say it out loud, but you get a point. You should not concern what the people are thinking. You are amazed by that, not concerned it.
Nice to see this guy taking the 2020 global pandemic seriously. Wait, this was 2 decades ago. He must be psychic.
Well, actually, Liam, I think you'll find people didn't just start wearing protective masks like this year. In fact, in Japan, they quite often wear...
Oh, shut up. Did you honestly think I didn't know that? Just sit the down.
Well, the nerd had to point out that people in Japan really love to put a mask on to play around since the 1600s to 1800s, which was fun until the certain type of point come up and ruined it. But the psychic joke is kind of funny, so it's a win.
After insulting Ash and co, this guy holds up a spoon and tries to bend it with the power of his mind whilst audibly straining. I thought for psychic stuff you had to focus your mind. Surely straining like is just gonna ruin your focus?
Well, actually, that's happened to Sheriff when he was frustrated at you for insulting a ghost at the episode 20, which is unsettling at some point, but he calmed down thanks to Lunatic the Game point out, and he doesn't do that anymore. I hope.
The spoon bends a little bit, and Ash asks if something's wrong. The guy says it's telekinesis. Is it though? That spoon could have just warped a little bit from your body heat, to be honest, mate.
Couldn't agree more, because the event I just mentioned.
He reckons you can't control psychic-type Pokemon without using telekinetic powers. I have done.
Are you talking about Phonokinesis? Because that's the closest thing you talk about. I am so confused.
Ash bends the spoon with his hand and exclaims,
Muscle over mind!
and Brock tells Misty to pretend they've never met him. Well, that's not going to work if this bloke's a psychic. He'll know.
Agreed. Oh, the spoon thing is awkward. But agreed about the psychic type. Yeah. Read their minds.
One thing you don't have to be psychic to know is you can use code. Brock says this looks more like a temple than a Pokemon gym. Mate, you're just jealous because next to this place, your gym looks Oh look, the creepy little girl's here. How surprising. How very twisty. If you can't tell, I'm being very sarcastic because it's not surprising at all.
Can you say that again? I didn't hear that clearly.
The psychic guy mocks Ash and Co by saying he doesn't know why Sabrina would waste her time on them. And so Sabrina punishes him by basically force choking him back to his feet. And that's abusing a staff member? That's the kind of thing he could take to an industrial tribunal and get a massive set.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
Leave Liam alone, Sabrina's nobody. Leave him alone. He's maybe an idiot, but he's my idiot. So you better leave him alone. Liam, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I need that. Wait a minute. Did you call me idiot?
Yeah, but like I said, you are my idiot. not hers. So, it's best you have me instead of her.
Fair point.
Ash asks the little girl, who he assumes is the gym leader, for a match, and the little girl says she'd love to have a match, but if he loses, they have to be a friend and let her play with them. Ugh, entertain a kid? No thank you, that sounds like a fate worse than death for me. I'd just call the whole thing off right then and there, not worth it.
Okay, I can imagine that we're gonna say that at the future after he got his own child. I mean, kids are actually great. Yeah, they're not annoying, but at least they're actually great with a family you have. I mean, I just saying.
And now the real Sabrina's been revealed. It does make me wonder why she's been talking through the doll up to this point when she could probably demonstrate her power very easily in other ways. A scare tactic, you say? Mind games? Wanna know my theory? She's probably just a bit weird up here.
No, that's Sabrina's child mind make things creepy, which you should terrify by that. I mean, seriously, in the film goddess, Sheriff is defending Liam from Sabrina's nobody. Which, that's a noble thing that Sheriff just did.
This is futile. Liam's logic is flawless and should not be a thing and must die for sin. Join me. We will kill Liam to fix WTF mode.
Now listen, Pokemon, you're very lucky that the episode title already spoiled this reveal, or I'd be really Roddy.
Well, maybe because Abra was on Who's That Pokemon, because maybe people theorize that Abra would be referenced as magic type because, well, you know, people are interested in medieval legends like abracadabra. And maybe it's in reference that abracadabra was said by Merlin in Sword in the Stone film. You know, very popular Disney film. Which I hope Disney doesn't make the remaster garbage. Ugh.
Okay, but for real though, in a one-on-one Pokemon battle where each trainer can only use one Pokemon, why is the gym leader's Pokemon not fully evolved? Sure, this is probably a super powerful Abra, but why has it not reached its full potential yet? Sabrina's a rubbish Pokemon trainer. Pass it on.
Apparently, Liam forgot that Abra can learn TM moves that would make it challenging that... That rephrase my words, but you get the point.
Abra looks absolutely massive here compared to Pikachu, but I did look at the Pokedex and Pikachu's like 1'4" and Abra's 2'11", which is basically 1 inch off 3 feet, so the size difference makes sense here. It did throw me off at first though. Why does this Abra, when it says Abra, sound a bit like one of the Ninja Turtle voices, whereas the one in the Who's That Pokemon section sounded like 1980s Yoda?
Look, Liam, when someone had different voice with one thing or another, it's a best respectfully leave it, my friend.
Direct quote from Dexter. It sleeps 18 hours a day, but employs telekinesis even while sleeping. So based on what that guy was saying earlier, Psychic-type Pokemon trainers have to use telekinesis to control their Psychic-type Pokemon to get them to use telekinesis. That seems like way more effort than it's worth just to win a Pokemon battle.
First of all, Pokedex predict sleep talk. Second of all, you should have WTF moment that the Pokédex just said Abra of psychic power Pokemon instead of the side Pokemon.
Abra uses teleport, which can't be used in trainer battles prior to Generation 3. Sabrina isn't psychic, she's just a dirty hacker. Confirmed? Sabrina just literally evolves her Abra at will. It hadn't defeated Pikachu or anything, she just chose to evolve it then and there. This girl is hacking big time and she doesn't care who knows it. She needs her gym leader license revoked immediately.
Why yes, it is totally a hack thing.
No, they don't.
Yeah, apparently this is what the psychic type move Confusion looks like. I mean, Pikachu did just at the behest of Ash
Fill the stadium with lightning!
which Kadabra then reflected back towards Pikachu, but I think it's a bit rich to suggest that this is Confusion attack.
Yes, but that showed the intimidation of the psychic type powers are very intimidating. From Gen 1, Gen 2, and onward, however, it's complicated.
Sabrina tells Kadabra to use Psychic Attack, but if it already had Psychic, why did she bother using Confusion on the first turn? Stop playing with your food.
Probably because Psychic is more powerful than Confusion does. I mean, seriously. What the heck? Plus, maybe Sabrina would mess around with Pikachu to taunt them for losing the challenge.
Apparently, Kadabra's Psychic Attack doesn't hurt Pikachu, it just makes him dance like a twat. Oh, okay, now that's more like it.
Refer to the previous sin.
Ash forfeits the match and the gang get teleported out of the gym and into this seemingly empty neighborhood. And this is where things get really weird.
You have no idea.
They enter a house looking for any sign of people, and Brock picks up a piece of cake and bites it, only to find it's made of plastic. Okay, two things. One, what kind of arsehole walks into a stranger's house and immediately starts eating their cake?
Every son protagonist? Just saying.
And two, how did he not realize that cake was plastic when he picked it up? Plastic and cake have very different textures, mate. Come on.
You mean feeling texture, not look. In the modern day, we can't do that. Seriously.
Ash walks into a bathroom and discovers what appears to be a life-size naked woman doll in the bath. Apparently a very wealthy man in his 60s lives here.
Oh, God, no. Well, time for a new cliche. Liam talk about perfect cliche.
Oh, they're in a dollhouse, so they've been shrunk, I guess? This is that weird trope where psychics are literally capable of anything, because if anyone questions it, it's just...
But they're psychic though.
Yeah, so? Psychic types are supposed to have that. I mean, seriously, no, just use this.
Okay, fine, mystical, magical, blah, blah, whatever. But trees have freaking roots, man. It's not like the movie is saying this is an illusion. There are real physical consequences here.
How do you understand that magic is in play here and still suggest there are physical consequences? Do you know the meanings of the words you use? Physical means natural. Magic means supernatural. Supernatural means you're a...
Sabrina reaches into the dollhouse to try and grab one of our heroes, but from the looks of it, the force of that would have probably crushed them. So now she's not just abusing her workers, she's also attempting murder.
Agreed.
Good lord, that face is unsettling. So the now not-so-little girl lobs a ball at Ash and his friends in another attempt to seemingly squish them. If they ever get out of this, they need to go to the police.
Forget the popo! It's SCP Foundation that deal with it! Crikey!
Wait, are you sure about that? I mean, how we knew if they travel to the Kanan universe, I'm heartless.
Yes, I know, but come on!
Oh wow, this guy just teleported in to save the day. Well, it's a good thing he hangs around the gym all the time and has psychic powers. Very convenient. Direct quote from the old guy.
Sabrina's a dangerous Pokemon trainer. I got the chance to help you this time, but next time you won't be so lucky.
Well, if you know this, why haven't you gone to the police, you crazy old knobble?
Revert to the previous scene.
I know he's proving a point, but the fact that this guy chooses to demonstrate his power by pulling down a 10-year-old's jeans and making him dance really raises a lot of questions about this gentleman.
Well, Sabrina's father is taunting Ash's determination by that. And that alone, so don't concern about his psychic powers. And don't worry, he's not that type of man that, well, you know, heartless. And now I'm gonna commit suicide over that.
After Ash shows just how determined he is to beat Sabrina by resisting this guy's telekinesis, the guy explains that if he catches a ghost-type Pokemon in Lavender Town, he might just have a chance of beating Sabrina, which, when you think about it, doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, Liam, a ghost-type Pokemon's stab moves would be super effective against a psychic-type Pokemon. Everybody knows that.
Sure, but this is Generation 1 we're talking about, and in Generation 1, Psychic-type Pokemon are immune to Ghost-type moves. Apart from Nightshade, but that does fixed damage, so that's not really an advantage in this case. Not to mention the only Ghost-type Pokemon in Generation 1 are also Poison-type Pokemon, which means they're actually weak to Psychic attacks. This whole strategy's a mess. In fact, in Generation 1, Psychic-type Pokemon are only weak to bugs, so I bet you regret getting rid of Butterfree in the last episode, don't you, Ash?
Meanwhile...
Well, that's because this was its type chart. You may immediately notice that it only has one weakness, and Ghost is not that weakness. Nowadays, Ghost is super effective against Psychic, but back in Gen 1, Psychic was immune to it. It's believed that Ghost was intended to be super effective against Psychic back then, since in Red and Blue, an NPC in the Saffron Gym says that Psychic types only fear bugs and ghosts.
Why does the old dude teleport himself into a tree just to look down at the kids? Creepy!
What the f*** are you talking about?
So off our heroes go, headed for Lavender Town to try and catch a ghost-type Pokemon that they don't actually need. Meanwhile, Meowth is dragging the still paralyzed Jessie and James not far behind them. It's weird to think that between them leaving Saffron City and them reaching Lavender Town, there won't be any filler episodes. It's almost like Route 8 doesn't exist.
Probably because it's short. Route. Just saying.
Well, next up is Liam.
Yeah! I'm gonna headbutt you! Fat, bald, fatty, fat.
Slap my hand.